Hello students, welcome to Pathak's Computer Academy online classes. In the previous video, we learned about data models in which we learned various data models such as hierarchical, network and relational model. So today we will cover relational data model in detail, and in that we basically covered these contents. Okay, so the introduction about the relational database, and then some basic terminologies like relation, attributes, tuples, domain, degree, and cardinality are discussed. So, as we already discussed in the previous lecture, that relational data model is introduced by E.F. Cott. He provided 12 rules that should be followed by any database management system software that should be considered as relational. Okay? So here in relational database management system, data are organized in tabular type of structures known as relation. Okay? And these relations are then linked together with some common keys data values that are known as foreign key. Okay? So over and all, you can say that in relational model, data are kept in rows and column type of structure known as table. That's it. So here you can see example of various terminologies that we discussed right now. So there is a table that have 4 columns: serial number, or you can say that student number, student name, status, and city. Okay. So the collection of these rows and columns are known as relation. Columns are known as what? Attributes. Rows are known as tuples. Okay. And whatever the values that can be inserted in a particular column are known as domains. For example, if there is a column known as marks, so marks can be given from 0 to 100. We cannot give the value in minus, or we cannot give the value more than 100. So these is known as domain. The number of rows are known as cardinality. We will discuss later on in detail. But in short, you can say that cardinality means number of rows, and number of columns are known as degree of the relation. And with the help of which Data is uniquely identified in a table are known as primary key. For example, each and every citizen of an India have an Aadhaar number, and this Aadhaar number is unique to each person. So, with the help of that key, that is Aadhaar number, we can identify the person. The same thing can be used in table. Okay. So, as we already told you that what is relation, a table is called relation. Or you can say that collection of tuples, tuples means rows, is called relation. You familiar with the spreadsheet, that is Microsoft Excel, that we learned in earlier classes, 9th or 10th. This application can work with the same philosophy that data are inserted in rows and columns. Same thing can be happen with the RDBMS. Okay. Now, what are attributes? Attributes, also known as column, also known as fields. So, an individual piece of data in a record is known as field or attribute. So, here you can say that Anil. Anil is an individual data, and this value Anil is considered as student name. So, this student name is known as attribute of the relation. Each tuple have student name. Okay. So, in the, I have written wrongly, in the next coming example, okay, I am going to discuss first of all tuple so that the previous slide can be easily understood. So, what is tuple? Tuple, also known as rows, also known as record. If I am a tutor, so tutor have some employee ID, name, specialization in which the person can teach, okay, phone number, and many more. So, the collection of these things making a row, and that row in a table is known as record. In a simple way, you can say that the horizontal subset of the table is known as tuple of the relation or row. Okay. So here you can see that the example I have taken a table that store book details. So book details, there is a lot of data can be stored for a particular book like ISBN number, serial number, okay, book title, author of the book, price of the book, number of quantity of that book is available, and many more. So that information is known as tuple. So here you can see that individual value, that is ISBN number or book title or price, these columns are known as attributes of the table. Okay, clear? So columns are attributes, rows are tuples. You have to be very careful. Now, I already given the example of marks. All the possible allowable values for an attribute is called domain. For example, there is a form where there is a column in which every student have to fill their gender, either male, female, or transgender. So only these three values are allowable. That's why the domain of that column, gender, have three values in domain. That is what? Male, female, or transgender. And this is slightly different from the data type. Data type means what type of data can be inserted in a particular column. Okay. Or here we are defining that what data can be inserted. Okay. For example, I have given that some column can take only integer values. However, again, I have defined some additional rule that data can be between 1 and 10. So the range 1, 2, 3 up to 10 are the domain values. Clear? Other than this cannot be acceptable by the column or the table. Clear? Now the degree. I have told you whatever the number of columns presented in the table are known as degree of that table. Simple as that. And next one is cardinality. Number of rows available are known as cardinality. I'm going to give you some more information about cardinality. For example, there is a library, and in library, there are various books available. Okay. So, library is one, but books are many. So one-to-many relationship is existed between library and book. And that shows the cardinality, number of rows. Okay. In above classes, you will learn more about cardinality. Okay. Now that's all for today. Today we learned some terminologies that can be used in relational database. In the next class, we will discuss different type of keys that can be applied or that can be used in relational database. Okay. In the given example, I already given one example of keys, that is primary key. So there are other than primary key, there are a lot of other keys available for various purposes. So in the next class, we will discuss different type of keys in RDBMS. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much.